everybody, I'm Joey Paul and I'm an indie author and welcome back to my channel. I write young adult fiction across a variety of genres, and if you think that might interest you, then think about subscribing below. I also have a signed paperback and swag shop which you can also find below. By now, if you've been watching for a while, you'll know that I stopped drafting in around June last year and have instead been focusing on rewriting and revising to older projects so that I have enough time to really get them into shape. I'm almost done with those two and I'm planning to spend this year doing the same with two other older projects. I will eventually get back to drafting, but for now I'm happy with revision. So I thought that I would give you some insight into what revision looks like for me and also what it's been like revising after years and years of doing that alongside creating new stories, i.e. drafting. So number one. Revision is actually quite calming at times. I've always loved drafting and it is still my favourite part of the writing process, but I have to say that the last 6 months or so of revising primarily instead of drafting, I've seen a new side to the revision part. While I always have and probably always will, been anxious when it's time to get back and look at an old project. Once I get past that first read through and into the outlining phase, I actually like it a lot more than I thought I would. I'm someone who will love things while I'm writing them, but will remember them as terrible and in need of massive overhauls. And while no, I'm not about to claim that I found the drafts in such good shape that I barely need to touch them, they also aren't the trash fires that I was worried they were. I like being able to make my outline and rewrite parts here and there, and also have the bones of the story pretty much stay the same. I like getting to cut chunks that add nothing and come up with perfect first lines and all of that. While I edit as I go while drafting, it's a lot easier to do that once you have the whole project in front of you. So yeah, revision has been quite calming for me and I'm actually enjoying it. Number two, it's exciting to watch the stories take shape. Both the projects I'm working on right now are standalones. My next step will be to take the first two in trilogy books and work on them, but my point is that I'm very happy with how they're shaping up. I feel like, as I said, the bones are solid. It's just making sure that the flesh and such are attached in the right way. Getting to read the first draft for both of these and then taking it and changing it into something I'd be happy to send to a beta reader, because I'm not done revising them even when I finish off with them both for now, is exciting and exhilarating to see. It allows me to sharpen things with the thriller. I had issues where things just weren't tight and sharp enough. I spent all that time getting to do that and to work on the pacing and the like, and it's been a lot of fun. The urban fantasy or paranormal romance had other issues, and getting to twist and turn things from here to there have allowed me to produce a better story for this time spent. Number three, plot holes are nothing to worry about. Plot holes are the bane of every writer, especially someone who does what I do, and that is mostly pants when drafting. There were some glaring errors in the thriller, and I spent the first couple of drafts trying to work out how I would fix that. But that's the beauty of the way I revise. I have my outline, but I also have the time, since we're nowhere near the time they need to go to the editor, for me to try this and that and see if it works. It allows me to brainstorm and pull things together in my own way and in my own timeline. This was one of the reasons I chose to stop drafting for a time, because I knew that there were these plot issues and I didn't want to be stressing out about how to fix them in a time crunch. And now I have the time and the ability to explore them right through to the end. Same with the paranormal romance or urban fantasy. There were parts that needed more of a think and brainstorm that I couldn't have done with too much pressure on me. In other words, this time has made it so plot holes aren't something that I'm panicking about. And number four, my schedule is the same, in a good way. I managed to stick to the same schedule of working first thing in the morning, while my revising takes up a little longer time-wise. It's not so much that I have to wake earlier or work for too much longer, and because of that, it's slipped into my routine very easily. This allows me to put as much of my time and energy into it as possible, and that's never a bad thing. So even though I'm no longer drafting for now, I am also working around the same amount of hours, and that for me is very much a win. So yeah, there we go. Those are 4 things about my revising life right now. Like I said, I plan to spend for about April time working on 2 other projects for revising and rewriting, and I'll probably spend longer on them because I know that they have a lot more work needing to be done. But then hopefully next year I will go back to drafting and we'll see where it goes from there. But basically, I've really been enjoying this revising. Like I said, there are some parts that have needed a lot more work, but because there's no pressure on me to finish by a certain time, it's removed some of the stress, which is a good thing. So how is your writing life going right now? Let me know in the comments down below. So that's all I got time for today. If you want to support my channel, you can comment, like, or subscribe. I post new videos on Thursdays. You can find me all over social media, and my books are available everywhere. And you can also order them from my Ko-fi shop, and you can also sign up for my newsletter. And don't forget to pick up Crime Chronicles the Third Ache, which is the third in a young adult urban fantasy series. And also don't forget to grab a ticket for Wonderland in Nottingham in July, where I'll be signing books. All the links for which are listed below. Thanks for watching, and remember to keep writing. Bye.